Hey everybody, this is Captain Murray Bowyer from the Granite State of New Hampshire, and I just want to shoot a quick video to share some of my experiences as a Army veteran and see if any of this stuff resonates with you. Um, I My dad was in the Army for 20 years, so I grew up in the military lifestyle with travel, and my mother never worked back in those times. It was more common for the wife to be stay at home, so she hung in there, while we traveled around the country and sacrificed any career that she had for my dad's career, and that's tough to do. But she did it, and my hat's off to her. I think nowadays it's even harder. I think there's a lot of stress on military families, particularly the stay-at-home spouse. And my heart's out to you. So I know that there's probably things that you're looking to help resolve that, to help mitigate some of the stress that you have in those kind of situations, because the world's tougher to live in right now. Getting back to my story, I did pretty well in high school, and I went to college, but I really didn't know what I wanted to major in or what I wanted to do for a living. So my dad said, "Well, if you don't know what you want to do for a living, why don't you just join the army and you can figure it out?" And so, that was pretty good advice. So I joined the army, went ROTC, um, and spent 5 years in the Cold War, stationed in Germany most of the time, which I really loved. Lived in Germany twice as a kid while my dad was stationed there. When I was there, we were only 20 minutes from the Russian front, so it was pretty stressful, but we made it. But one thing when I made my decision to get out of the army and to get a civilian job, I know that it was a tough transition for me. Something you might be going through too. Um, when you're in the military, you're very isolated from the civilian world. I don't have to tell you that. It's a big deal, and sometimes there's a question of whether your skills translate well into the civilian world. And it's more than just skills; it's the whole lifestyle. It's a big difference uh, when you are in the military. Your whole life is devoted. Your whole 24 hours a day. You're immersed in the military culture and the military lifestyle. You're responsible for your actions. You need to have a team to survive. There's teamwork is fostered. Career progression is rewarded for performance. When you get in the civilian world, first of all, it's difficult to make that transition. I had a hard time looking for a job, even though my profession in the my skill in the army was maintenance, transportation, supplies, logistics management officer, quartermaster, which in theory that translates pretty well to civilian life. I ended up with a job as a foreman. I talked my way into a job as a foreman at a defense electronics company that manufactured high-tech electronics, and that really was a good match. But there was a lot of things in my head that prevented me from that I had to struggle to make that transition. And when you're in the civilian world, there's a lot of challenges. I don't have to tell you this, but I'm gonna reiterate some of the obvious. Not everybody's rowing the boat in the same direction. People are looking out for themselves, and that's tough to stomach sometimes. And uh, I miss the camaraderie of the military. You don't always get rewarded for your performance. I feel right now that I am contributing 5 times what some of the people I work with are doing. But I'm not a political guy. I'm not willing to kiss ass just to agree with somebody just to get ahead. So, right now I'm a corporate financial executive, but my career is probably capped because I'm not willing to, bend over backwards for some of these guys. I've gone as far as I can take it. At the same time, they know they can't get rid of me because I'm performing a vital function. But it's just, you know, I just feel like I'm missing something. My whole career has been more of an opportunistic. Well, what can I, where can I land? There's an opening over here. Okay, I'll just jump over here. I'll jump over here. Kind of a zigzag pattern. I really didn't have a long-term plan. It's pretty much just take whatever I can get type of thing. And from the outside, it looks reasonably successful, but the reality is I never had a long-term plan. Um, as time has gone on, as the economy's gotten tougher, with fewer and fewer raises to match the rate of inflation, if you're not getting raises of at least 6 to 10%, you're losing money because inflation, whether they want to report it or not, is at least 6 to 10%. I think it's actually higher. But if you're not getting those kind of raises, you're losing money. I've got two kids going to college, which I have been freaked out about the college expenses since before I had kids, because the cost of college is ludicrous. Um, so with all these things going on, I've been looking for something else for the last 2 or 3 years to do in my part time from home, so I can kind of supplement what I'm doing with my career. And I found a few things, and I stumbled and tried a few things out, and they really weren't for me. I don't have a lot of time. Um, I don't have time to learn a lot of stuff. I need to get something that's kind of made, out of the box, business in a box type of thing. I want something that I feel good about doing. That it doesn't conflict with any of my beliefs or any of my motivations. And I found this system, which is It's a cutting edge system. It is a business in the box. Um, I was very, very, very swept away by the CEO, the founders of the company. Very compelling. They really have a true vision, and that's what sold me on this company. Is they really have a true vision for where they're going. They really have a sincere interest in everybody who's in the company. And it's not just lip service. Everything they've done, time and time again, has been for the good of the members that are in this company. And it's a little over a year old, and it's really changed my life. And frankly, this company has been so successful that even the founders are shocked. That I mean, they had a big dream when they started, and I think they're even blown away by how well things are going. Recently, we had an event, and they they were able to project some training and some skills to a group of 4,000 people and just lifted everybody. And this sounds cliche, but it is true. It really happened. If you could have filmed everybody before and after the 4 day period we were there was a massive change in everybody's life. And the cool thing is that everybody is working together here to lift everybody up. And the things that we're doing, the things that we're learning here, affect your life. Right now, so for the first time ever, I'm 55 years old. For the first time ever, I have a purpose now. I know what my purpose is. When you have a purpose in life, you get clarity on what you're doing. And when you get clarity on what you're doing, then everything you're doing becomes easier and is more focused, so that you're going in the direction you want to go. And this company has taught me that and given me the tools to do that, and allows me to work with like-minded people who have the same dreams, maybe not the same purpose, but the same focus. And really incredible people. And it's actually better than working in the military, because these guys are more focused, with highly motivated individuals, and it's a breath of fresh air. And I know that when was leaving the Army to go to civilian life, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, geez, it's about 30 years ago now. Some of the guys I interviewed with questioned whether my skill set would translate well into the civilian world. Let me tell you something. You can do this, all right? If you were in the Army, you have more skills than 95% of the people who are out there, particularly college kids. You can blow them away. If you're in the Army right now, if you're already out of the Army, well, you know what I'm talking about. You have training, leadership. You understand responsibility, which nobody out there nowadays does. I mean, so you can do this. This is the perfect vehicle for you to change your life. It really has affected me. my goal is to share this with as many people as possible because I want really want people to expose to a chance that you can really make a difference. Uh, that's really my goal. So I hope this has resonated with you a little bit, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you and for your time listening. And I wish you good luck in whatever you do. And I also want to thank you for your service to the country. I'm a big supporter, so hopefully we'll see you soon.